Hi, we're here with Arne Olson, and hi Arne. And Arne is an investor, and he's going to talk a little bit about starting with the 5 tips that you have for people that are investors, from an investor.
Well, certainly one wants to start with good due diligence. Make sure you understand the business model, what is going to motivate the customer to want to spend their money on whatever it is the company is trying to do. Also, what's the size of the market? Typically, an investor wants to be in a situation where not only is the business model compelling from the standpoint of the individual customer, but the overall market is large and can help create a larger entity. Then moving beyond that, what does the team look like? Who are the entrepreneurs that are preparing the startup, who want your investment dollars? Do they have the experience? Do they have a strong sense of urgency relative to what they're about to do? And does their background argue that they'll stick with it when times get difficult? Right now we're in difficult times, and one could argue this is a great time to invest because you're coming in kind of at the bottom of a market. So those would be kind of the tips. And then a final point of view that I have, and that is that profitability and positive cash flow in a company are really a state of mind. And it's a state of mind that management develops. And as an investor, you want to see that in the team.
Wow, some really good tips. And you know, during these bad times you were talking about, it's financially troubled times that we're in. How do you decide who to invest in?
Well, you're going to want to be in situations where there's a growth potential, where the business model and the reasons one would buy the product or service are very compelling. In times like this, does the business model provide savings to the customer? Does buying the product or service provide a way to cut their expenses over time? What kind of payback are they looking at if they buy your product or service? So those become very important right now, where we're at the bottom of the cycle. We're still looking at recession. It's not clear that we're out of it yet here in mid-April of '09. So
great. Well, how about telling us about your particular company?
Well, I'm with Comerica Bank, and I've been with the bank about 10 years. In January of this year, I went into a new position for me. I had been on the line for years. I went into our special assets group, and that's the group that deals with troubled companies, stressed loans. And so I work with situations right now where it's not clear that the company will be a success. They may have been a success for a while, and were it not for the recession, they'd still be doing fine. And so we have to make a fundamental decision whether or not the client is worth saving. And in many situations where we want to try to maintain the relationship, we have to restructure the credit try to do some things to firm the situation up. One of the things I look for is whether or not management is doing some of the things they need to be doing in a recession. Do they have that mentality that I mentioned previously, a sense of urgency, a sense of trying to maintain their cash flow, do things that will enhance cash flow to help the situation out, to get through the recession period. So,
wow, some really tough decisions in your business, huh?
Right,
yeah.
right.
Well, thank you so much, Arne, for joining us. This has been great. Great information.